Hey, 90 Day Meme Queen, and I'm gonna show you today how to build a pallet porch for free or next to free. So we're gonna go ahead, and what you need to do. The first step to making a pallet porch is, of course, collecting pallets. And what I recommend is getting your pallets from someplace like a tile company. That's where I got like the majority of these. And if you have if you have a Craigslist in your area, you can always look on Craigslist. You go to the for sale section, then it drops down, and then there's a free section, and then you can look in the free section. Like in my town, people put pallets up for free on a daily basis. I just happen to have a tile company that's about 2 minutes from my house, so that's where I have been going and collecting the pallets that I need. So step 2 would be, of course, breaking down the pallets. So the easiest way that I have found is to sawzall the nails apart on pallets. You can try to separate them by prying them apart. Good luck. That's extremely hard and backbreaking work. So the sawzall is the way to go, but if you don't have a sawzall, then you're gonna have to separate them by hand. And trust me, I tried that. It's next to impossible. All right, welcome back. So we have all the pallets broken down. If you can see behind me, the way I did it was I organized them according to their size, because whenever I laid the boards down for the decking, some boards are wide, some boards are not so wide. So each row is gonna have to match up in order for it to lay right, so I don't have to do a bunch of trimming. And I'd just like to show you these. See, these things came on pallets, and they're the 4x4s, but those are gonna definitely be used as support beams underneath the porch. So when you get your pallets, you break them down. Not only are you gonna use your boards, but you're gonna also use the lumber to hold it all together. And like ours, it's gonna have to be off the ground because of the way the land is built. And there's my 2 beautiful dogs. All right, so now we have the vehicle all packed up like the Beverly Hillbillies. So what we're gonna do is on this cabin here, we're gonna add the porch, which is 20 feet long from side to side. We're gonna add a porch there. So this is a pretty cool cabin. That's an 8x8, that's an 8x8, and then it has a loft that connects all together. And that side's the master loft, that side's the guest loft. Pretty cool. My dad designed it and built it. Now we're gonna add the porch here. So how we started, is by laying out the length of the house, and then we put a board, which is not stapled in, up against there to keep the space between the house. So when we do put the planks on, there'll be that space, and then temporarily we leveled it and put this board until we put our corners on. All right, so these 4x4s came free on a pallet, and they just actually happened to fit the corner, so we just nailed it in place to hold that steady for now. As you can see, we're adding little boards between, so then we can screw them together so they all tie together.
Oh shit. These nail guns, they don't mess around. What the hell's up with this? There you go. You're level. Is that good? Right there.
So as you can see, we put support beams across the front, so it's all level, and now we have all of the pallets.
Do you feel good with that under there, Cam? How many nails you got in?
Yeah, I put like three.
Alright, so what we've done now is we have used these free 4x4s that came on one of the pallets across the front to stabilize it permanently. As you can see, to avoid cutting, we just dug down a little bit.
And we'll put concrete around them later.
And we will pour concrete around them later. So there you go. And these ones right here are temporary supports that will be removed. So we took the support beams off because we have the front. So there's what process we're at right now. Right, so we've laid our first row. And we made sure that the first row was straight and even all the way across, because now we have our nice level line that we can lay them up against and start laying the top of the porch. Lay the second row, and if you notice that we cut it so then it still lands on top of a board, because if you were to have it land right here and then connect another board here, the chances of somebody stepping on that and it breaking. So make sure you trim them up, and also make sure that you stagger your seams. All right, long day, hard work, but the porch is done.
You gotta tell them how, you have to emphasize how irregular all the wood was. So you kind of got to work with what you have to work with.
Okay, as my dad was saying, some of the wood was irregular, so you kind of have to work with the wood that you have. For example, we ran out of these thicker boards, so we put two thinner boards together.
That looks nice and clean. Huh.
Mm-hmm. All right. So there you go. That is what you get with hard work and for free. And once we throw a stain on it, I'm sure it's going to make all the difference in the world.
Compared to how much lumber is nowadays, man.
Yeah. We didn't have to spend a penny on one thing, did we?
No.